Leroy Jenkins.
Thanks for the edit point there, Dave. That really worked out quite well. So, yeah, welcome back to Full Throttle, everybody. Thanks to some hilarious technical difficulties, we actually weren't able to finish this in person. Actually, for one, I actually can't blame Aaron on the live session this time. It actually genuinely was my fault. So yeah, we're now finishing this off as God intended, socially distancing across a long way away. But
In fact, we're
yeah,
closer than we've ever been before, yet still a
Yeah.
long way away.
Yeah.
you're just so far away, Dave. Come home, Dave.
I know, I'm like 40 minutes away.
Oh God, that's like so much effort. Anyway,
I know.
yeah.
40 minutes away, I still can't remember the fucking Iron Brew energy drinks and the Edinburgh City football top. Even though I've asked them for nearly 2 years on one of those. But we're not going to say which one.
No, but to be fair, when you came over to Edinburgh, I stocked you up on Iron Brew energy drinks.
We should say that other soft drinks are available.
Other soft drinks are available.
Wait, hang on. Let me just. We should say here that other soft drinks are available.
And it's a choice of a new generation.
Yes, exactly. It's the in thing. Everyone is drinking it.
But we should,
Nah, I
Well,
need
we should,
sugar.
we should as a society, by
I-
the way, cut down on our usage of Coca-Cola products.
Yeah.
You know, for a very obvious genocidal reason. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's go on with what made this political.
Oh, are they sponsoring the IDF? Have they got like Coca-Cola on their side shirts now?
Although there is a kind of irony is that like all the like blue, like red, black, and white and green are all on this label. So yeah, they kind of fucked that up on that front, didn't they?
Burger King did actually recently give them, was it 135 grand in vouchers for the IDF soldiers. I was like, well, I can't have Burger King anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were that deep into it. I thought it was maybe a loose connection, but I didn't think it was that fucking bad.
Just when I
Aaron,
saw
if-
the guy,
if-
when I saw the guy with the crown, I realized he's a fucking Zionist. He just has a head. He has the head of a Zionist, you know, kind of
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
Aaron, I'm going to be honest with you. If you cut out everything that supports Israel in any type of way or the IDF, I don't think you'd have a bank. I don't think you'd have anything to work with, and I genuinely don't think you'd have any food to eat.
I gotta be honest, I have cut out a lot of it. I've managed to do a decent amount of it.
And your
But-
food bill's gone through the roof.
And hasn't fucking helped. If I start going into food, to be fair, if I start going into the food companies and stuff, I think I'll be fucking like this in about a week.
Man, there's only like 3 of them, so it won't take that long.
Yeah.
That's true. Actually,
That is kind of the problem when you are trying to take a moral stand against anything. Is that like, you know, the world is nothing but vested interests. It's kind of impossible for an individual to take a moral stand.
No,
but
we have cut
try.
out pork. We have cut out pork already from most of the things we eat. At least we
I
try
genuinely
to.
thought you said porn there. Sorry, Aaron. Pork. Okay.
Yeah, no pork. The only pork thing we have left inside the house is a packet of chorizo inside the fridge that we use for very
Imagine,
specific pasta.
I could just imagine opening Aaron's fridge, just see a lonely packet of chorizo. It's such a
At the
sad little
moment-
fridge.
At the moment,
is that the pig's fault? Like,
we have actually have to do a shop. So really, at the moment, is that a couple of slices of cheese.
That's
just
the
Aaron's
saddest
having the
fridge in the
saddest
world.
dairy dunkables you can think of. It's like, I have to melt the cheese myself.
Nah, we got a takeaway today because anytime I get paid, we get a takeaway.
I hear that.
Great
Yeah,
this time.
I hear that.
It wasn't great this time.
Where'd you get it from?
Somewhere.
Yeah, let's shame them live on the internet.
It's the summer inn. It's the summer inn in the square in Tala, right? Usually fine takeaway. That's usually
Yeah, because
a lovely
summer inns,
takeaway.
we have one of them in Palmerstown. They're normally banging.
That one was not great.
You see, I have the same problem with the other way you don't eat stuff from the IDF or IDF support companies.
Yeah.
Last time I was back, I looked in the fridge and there was this cheese, and I couldn't bring myself to eat this cheese. I was like, I'm not eating this because it came from Cork.
Oh well, yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
It's charred of a cheese.
Do you know what I mean? I can't. No. I just can't eat any cheese or any produce from Cork. Refuse.
Look at that stadium burn.
That's just you being
again. That's not even a moral stand that Dave is taking here. That's actually probably his body going like, actually, I probably would be better off without any Munster. So thanks very much.
That's just spite.
That's a joke, by the way, that works on multiple levels. By the way, it's a Cork joke, a cheese joke, and whatever else you could fit in there. If you didn't laugh at that, you're all a bunch of bastards.
I would guess Herman Munster.
This is where
Yeah.
It works on a horror level as well.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
This is where you put the cards. You know what? I've really enjoyed this game.
Yeah.
We're now in Corley Motors, lads. This is exciting.
What I have actually really enjoyed about the weather, and I actually kind of miss it before to bring up Cork again, is there's a very specific part of Cork. There's a very specific part of Cork that's at the top of Partick Hill, which is the main hill that goes right into the city.
Is that where Michael Collins was shot from?
No, this is where a lot of the young offenders gets. This is where a lot of the young offenders gets filmed. Now, big chunk of it gets filmed in this particular part of the city.
Yeah,
right?
I think I've seen pictures of it.
No.
So, it's there. Lovely field. It has a clear view of the north side. It has a clear view to your left of the city.
The shite side.
Just over the wall, basically. And it is the perfect place on earth to me to have cans in a field on a sunny day. No top on, fucking wearing a pair of Crocs and drinking what would eventually be lukewarm cans of beer, because let's be honest, it's hot, they're not going to stay cold all day.
That sounds like a day release gone wrong.
Yeah, I don't know what's actually more unpleasant there. Topless Aaron or Crocs? Like they're awful in equal measure.
Yeah.
I can give you both.
I
can give you both right now.
No,
I've
Aaron,
got the
don't.
Crocs,
No,
and
Aaron,
I've got the
doing so well in the age rating. No, God damn it!
Thank God you have a blur feature.
Aaron, do you not know the internet? You don't give away nipples for free. Get them to pay for it like everyone else.
By the way, I love the fact that the guy on stage is saying he'll do this in the memory of the guy he murdered.
Yes. Oh, and again, his whole plan is the whole plan as well.
Did any of you watch the overlap with the fans this week?
No.
No, actually, not yet. No.
Very, very specifically, Paul Scholes has said on it, I don't do commentary in United games anymore, or analysis. The next United game I watch, the fuckers doing analysis on TNT.
Yeah, do you know why? Because I think sometimes he just goes where I don't think he actually is aware enough of his surroundings. You know, kind of way.
He does come across as a very without sounding insulting, he doesn't come across as the brightest bulb on the shelf. I've got to be honest.
He is indeed the most available person.
Didn't he have a massive gambling problem?
I don't want to.
He had a massive fucking toe sucking problem with his daughter. We all remember that.
Yeah. How does that affect his football?
I don't like the
because every time I see him now, I just see as that fella who sucks his daughter's toes on his arm.
Oh, it's every time you see him, you just imagine a petite foot just reaching gradually into. Oh, by the way, plot twist. Here we go.
Oh yeah, swing it, baby, swing
Exposed.
Hello there. If you're hearing this, I must have croaked. Well, people gotta move on, you know, and make room for other people.
Mark Hamill is furious.
Talk about today. I've made room for someone else to take my place at Corley Motors.
And his name is John Cena.
That's the best version of that theme song ever.
Yeah.
I don't watch the overlap because it's a glorified Man United podcast.
It is very Man United heavy, in fairness.
It is very Man United heavy, but to be fair, it does have Gary Neville and fucking Roy Keane in it.
And Paul Scholes, and then you got fucking everyone else.
The odd time. It doesn't have Paul
I think Wayne Rooney is the most egregious one because he contributes absolutely nothing. Wayne Rooney is kind of that mate you bring around everywhere because you feel a bit sad for him. You know, kind of way. It's just come on, let's bring sad Wayne after he got sacked from his third job. Come on, Wayne. Come on, Wazza. Let's go. Come on, let's have a little chat around.
I gotta be honest. Out of all the players that I was hoping that would be a decent manager, I thought it would be Wayne Rooney.
What made you think that? What genuinely made you think that?
Because of the job he did at Derby. When you consider the circumstances he had to work with, and did a half decent job there. And I was like, I think if you gave him a better team with a bit more of a footing, I thought he might do well. And it just hasn't worked out every single time. Once he failed in the MLS, I was like, oh. Once you fail in the MLS, it's kind of like,
There he goes.
And now Ripburger's on the run ish. I'm sorry,
He's
but that
got
one.
a cane. Surely someone.
Yeah, again, look how Throttle is running. He's not getting anywhere
love it.
running like that.
I love it.
When it's
It's fucking brilliant. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I want to
he's
do
not
that more in
going.
real life.
I guess you could say he's not going full throttle.
Hey!
Fuck off.
Over here, Dan.
I love as well that they just left this egregious like crime scene photo up on the presentation.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like this is the most fucked up TED talk that's ever been. It's like,
So, after we pick up your bike, we'll
And
get
now.
the gang out of jail.
and now the feature presentation.
Brought to you by Snickers.
And then you go.
And now we move on to liars.
Don't remind me.
I don't know why I did that as the Undertaker. It just seemed to work.
Going to be rich.
At this
And
point,
now,
it's over just a
WWF Over the Edge. Brought to you by Nerf.
No, over the edge, my friend. This is Fast Lane.
Still one
I
of the worst pay-per-view names ever.
No, Great Balls
funny.
of Fire is the worst one.
No, well,
Great Balls of Fire is by far the worst one. Yeah.
No, Great Balls of Fire was funny because eventually once they got to the pay-per-view, they had 2 Great Balls of Fire. All right, objectively, the funniest thing they've ever done. Right, 2, Fastlane, fine name for a pay-per-view if it's in between the Rumble and Mania because it's the Fastlane to Mania. Makes sense. That's why I never understood why Elimination Chamber's there. It just like if you want to go first.
I hate pay-per-views named after fucking match stipulations. Hate.
Oh yeah, I think we can all agree on that. Like that's yeah.
Just name it No Way Out. It does the exact same fucking thing. But I actually like Fastlane. It made sense. And then you have Backlash after Mania because it's the Backlash era. Excuse me. All
By
objectively.
God, they're flying without wings.
Yes, they are. And this is the final level, by the way. This is the boss battle between us and Rip.
Let's go. My cane.
And by the way, the music changes when you make progress through the level. So
That's a handy way of rolling.
so it's like so it loops when you've like so when you get the correct answers. Like when you grab Rip's cane, it moves on to the next bit. So when you get off the
Oh, that's
grill,
cool.
next bit, then the next bit. So it's all seamless.
Even the music's progressive. I like it.
Yeah. Hey, it's prog rock, man. Come on, let's be fair.
Would I consider it prog rock? I don't know.
No, that was obviously a bad attempt at the music joke.
Oh, now I get it. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
That's Spurs.
That was good. I'm sorry, that was good.
Yeah.
I know we're looking at this, but that Spurs goal was very good.
Well, I don't care if
The
Spurs goal is good. This guy's trying to yank a pipe out of a truck. Pay attention, Aaron.
In fairness, yeah, like he's trying to yeet a tear off.
And yeah, but Rangers got somebody sent off, so that's also very funny. With the man that has somehow a very small head and a large head, all the exact same thing. I cannot comprehend the size of his head.
Barry Ferguson?
I know it was a player that whoever got sent off for fucking Rangers. Just check that out.
I hope it's Vaclav Cherny. He deserves it.
It was proper.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Barry Ferguson got booked.
Also, I never understood this naming. Professional foul. Technically, all fouls are professional as they are professional footballers in a professional game of football.
No, a foul can be cynical. It can be on purpose. It can cause grievous bodily harm. A professional foul is a foul done to implicate terms of the game.
Okay. Nice.
Oh shit.
That's what she said.
Bodo Glimt beat fucking Lazio.
Yeah, they won. They beat Lazio. Lazio was shy anyway.
Yeah, I'm glad they are. Fucking fascists. I know all the teams in Italy are basically have their own little fascisty things going on, but Lazio are the most fucking obscene about it. Let's be real.
They do, as I say, they insist upon it.
They insist upon it, Lois. They insist upon it.
Here's the final level.
Ripburger, you're going to kill all of us.
Whoa.
So we are heading.
Back to the Future. Back to the Future 3 ending.
Well, we're tumbling towards this gorge here, so we only have a set amount of time to stop the plane from moving.
He's actually immune to bullets.
So much for the control.
He's too cool to be shot. That's just how it works.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm too dumb to die. So the crack here is trying to figure out how it. Yeah. So obviously we're in an old cargo plane. So the crack here is trying to figure out how to actually stop the thing from moving. So it's obviously has like complete momentum. There's no landing gear. Or it's on its own kind of caster. So it's basically trying to figure out how to stop it from rolling. So
yeah,
I'll let you guys try and figure this out before it happens.
I would go with I like toast.
Okay.
But I like the physical version of toast, not that toast.
Okay.
I would go emergency.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You see there, nothing is really working for us here.
Yeah, you're doing the right things, just not in this situation.
He's playing the right notes, just not necessarily in the right order.
And that's game over. That's bad end.
Let me try that again.
Oh, that's the bad end. Ah!
That was a bad ending. Yeah, there you go. Like I said, LucasArts don't really fuck around when it comes to like that is a death, but it's the end of the game. So it's like they say, okay, bad ending. You know, just try it again. You'll get it. They're very supportive as a game studio. They're very, very generous.
A quick one here. So we United, because we'll watch this as we go on. United are playing Leon. They haven't played Leon in Europe since 2008.
Yep.
The team that they had out is very different from the one we have now. Obviously, it has been 50.
That's back when Benzema
years.
wasn't a criminal.
That's yeah. Van der Sar was in goal. Probably take him over what we have now. We had Wes Brown and right back. Probably keep the Lowe as right back. I gotta be honest. Not that Wes Brown was bad. I feel like the Lowe was the right amount of nutty.
Well, he ended up going bankrupt, and he was very financially irresponsible.
Well, there we go. We had obviously the best centre-back pairing in the history of the Premier League. For
Yes.
That was a pretty anthem, by the way. Was to drop the landing gear, the wheels. So friction on the road slows the momentum down as you get to the gorge. And then now we have this fun bit.
Just an old fucking Jurassic Park thing.
Yeah. So now it's a case of now we have to figure out like how to get us out of this predicament.
Are you alive?
I am, but I
Or intermission ending, if you want to call it that.
I can see
Actually, yeah, it's a bit intermission-y, isn't it?
Climb back here quick.
In fairness, this is the trope. As well as like he's just dangling like Why is he why are you laughing? You're not in a position to laugh.
He really isn't.
Yeah. Like literally dangling for here we go. Vehicle's been reported as stolen. It's like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Great menu.
Mm-hmm.
I love how you're just trying to shoot him, like.
Yeah.
I think you just killed a seagull.
So you don't fire it, but his jacket is stuck on the barrel.
So you need to retract it.
Retracted is the correct answer. And off he goes. Oh.
Oh, come on.
There
There we go.
There we
That's
go.
it.
Yeah, there we go.
well,
Ha, R.I.P.
And that's Ripburger dead. But now how do we save ourselves?
Reverse. Or walk, one or the other.
Or that, yeah, whichever works really. And just everyone, just legs it.
Yeah, he's just got a monkey bar. I like it.
Now, not to say that this is a very easy solution to this, but I can't think of a more on-brand solution.
If he grabs a fire extinguisher, I'm gonna laugh.
Nope, this is the solution. Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But did he make it in time? We may never know.
Life
Peak right there.
was a game
Yeah.
to him.
This is what masculinity looks like, people.
By his
Take
own
notes.
He was a mystery to most of us. And yet,
This is how bikers' funerals work, by the way. Everyone just kind of sucks,
to us all,
you know, just trundles through a grave. Oh, Ben's okay.
he gave us freedom. He gave us power. He gave us wings. He gave us wheels. Thank you, Malcolm Corley, for giving us a dream that will never die.
Hey, look, it's Gandalf.
Mm-hmm. It's Father Torque, of course, that we met in the valley.
So,
Yeah.
So,
maybe we could do lunch sometime next week.
yeah, sure. Lunch sounds great.
Things
Oh,
aren't gonna
dirty.
change, are they,
Oh, you
babe?
filthy,
I'm
filthy
doing this
girl.
because I'm in charge of the company
No, she's a businesswoman now, you see. She's got things to do. She has an agenda.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, but she needs arm candy, so
Shouldn't be hanging out
is
with
the agenda? Is the agenda maybe possibly you're completely nuking the global economy and then backing out after 3 days because you realised, oh fuck, this is a disaster.
No, it's just small bikes.
No. Just small
Yeah,
bikes,
just
okay.
small bikes. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I say agenda, I mean an actual, like, say, minute in meeting by committee.
Yeah.
Like that kind of agenda, rather than some sort of insidious play by, like, hyper-capitalists to destroy the world.
yeah, there is a TikTok video
Oh.
that combines what he said before he was elected and how it's gone. Like eggs and bread and all your groceries will cost less, and then they're up 53%. And then the MAGA heads are still blaming Joe Biden.
Yeah, I think you have to realize, right? It's the art of the deal, Dave. Okay, right, and the deal in this case is doing something, backing out, doing it again, backing out again,
Hmm.
and then pretending like that was the plan all along. The art
Yeah.
of the deal, baby.
I said it once and I said it again. Capitalism just doesn't work.
Trump was $1.8 billion in debt when he was elected.
Exactly. Just as a point there, by the way, you might see that the game was made in memory of Roy Conrad. And if you're wondering who Roy Conrad is, he's Ben Throttle.
Oh,
So-
no way.
Yeah, so he died as his game was in production.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, and McGuire's down. That's lovely.
Mm.
That's...
Well, I say in production, I should clarify. They added this bit in after the in the Full Throttle remastered, so he wasn't dead at the time. He died in 2002. This game obviously came out in 97.
Well, that's not the fucking same. You set that up completely differently.
I'll tell you. Yeah, well, I'll tell you why. Because like I was misreading what had happened there, because I thought he said he did die in 1995, but no, he died a couple of years later. So in the remastered version, they added in that little tribute to Roy. So
That's nice.
yes, but
Well,
yeah, that's Full Throttle. Done and dusted.
That is it.
Yeah,
That is
Damn.
certainly a game.
yeah.
That is
That's
certainly.
class. I mean,
That is certainly
That's
a game
class
that,
game.
that was made. That was certainly a game that was made in the 90s.
And Aaron paid attention to from start to finish.
No, I actually enjoy that game. I enjoy
Yeah.
it much better than
From
the fucking last
fuck,
one.
from fuck to all, Aaron enjoyed that.
Yeah,
No, I enjoyed this one. I enjoyed the last one. And to be fair, the bar is pretty fucking low. So I doubt it'll ever be beaten by the game we played before that.
oh, that was yeah. That
Aaron.
was
What
Yeah.
was the main villain's name?
Stop asking me questions. It's not school. It's not a pop quiz. I'm focusing on the fact that United are.
Wow,
somehow-
that's what you're focusing on. Sacked. See below me? See Aaron right there? Fucking sacked in the morning.
I'm not getting sacked in the morning, bitches, because I'm doing an adequate job enough to not get me sacked. That's all.
Nobody's talking about your Scandinavian shit furniture.
Our furniture's great. Just don't buy the cheap
As I say, I love that, like, you know, like Dave wanted him thrown off the channel. He's going like, well, actually, professionally, I'm doing quite well. It was like, professionally isn't what we're being fucking judged on here, Aaron.
I am the life and
This
soul.
is your real job, all right?
I am the life and soul of this channel. The most successful video on this channel.
No. Don't try and fucking Donald Trump your way
No.
Don't you try and fucking tiny hands your way into this fucking argument.
No.
Yes,
The most successful channel of Nerds Are Arse is because of moi, right? Because I started an argument that lasted a fucking hour while we watched wrestling, right? Amy's most successful
in the room as
episode.
well. Did they not have a share in this?
But
yeah.
would that argument have happened if not for moi?
No, because we're not dumb enough to fucking indulge in such a stupid argument.
That CM Punk is the biggest draw in the WWE.
He still isn't, by the way. He still isn't.
He isn't.
Like it's been evidently
by a fucking mile, he is not.
It's inevitably proven by the story he has in WrestleMania that, like, the fact that, like, he gets main
to
event
be fair, right,
is important to him, whereas loads of people, the two people in the same match as he is, this is a regular occurrence to him.
No,
so
it's not.
The biggest...
It's not, because Seth has technically, unless you want to count the Money in the Bank cash-in, has never main evented WrestleMania. This is also
Roman's done it 11 times. CM Punk never has. I mean,
yes, but that's what I'm trying to say. Everyone's focused on Punk main eventing WrestleMania, which is his big thing. He never cared about the belt. He just wanted the main event WrestleMania. This is also Seth's first main event. Seth has never main evented WrestleMania, and I actually want him to win this.
Heyman will end up with Rollins.
I have a very strong feeling he will. Yeah,
it's going to happen. He's the only one who benefits from having Heyman.
Yeah. Do you know, actually, I will concede my point here, because I genuinely thought for some reason that Rollins and Triple H ended Mania 33, but of course that was Roman and Taker. So I will retract my
stupid, by the way.
Yeah, this is what was funny when they announced it. It was like Rollins finally gets his main event against the one person on planet Earth he probably didn't want in the match, who also gets to do the same thing.
Yep.
So, I mean, you probably could have, when it comes to the actual match itself, you could have had either two of the three of them do it, and it probably would have made sense. I think the one that had probably the weakest legs was probably Rollins and Punk by themselves. I think that kind of petered out, just the two of them after the Raw on Netflix, the first one. But I think overall, I don't mind the fact that they managed to get the three of them into a match. It did seem a bit ham-fisted to kind of get in there, but I think it's two big babies and the only adult in the room, which is Roman Reigns.
Which is Seth Rollins.
No, Seth Rollins is a fucking
Punk
baby.
and Rollins are the babies in this, in fairness. Yeah.
So you have two big babies and Reigns, who would probably rather be in any other fucking match.
Oh yeah, he doesn't belong there. Like he's just kind of there, standing there going.
Yeah. Paul Heyman has kind of been dragged him into the shit.
Paul Heyman is the biggest draw in this entire match. That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the focal point. Like right now, everything is about him.
I do hope I get to actually stay awake and actually see the match, because I know they're going to main event night one, because let's be real, fucking there's no way they were main event night two. Let's be honest now here. Yeah. I seen a heat turn.
You're not only that. You're going to see Austin in fucking Cody's corner and The Rock in Cena's.
Interesting. Never think of that.
That's money. That's money.
Yeah. I am very annoyed at the fact that they did.
Bear in mind, this has already happened by the time this comes out. Just to be clear.
Yeah.
So like, you're now fancy books that might have already happened.
But also as well, what annoys me more about it is that he turned heel because of The Rock. The Rock did that very weird cutthroat thing that he kind of like ripped the skin off his chin or whatever. We haven't seen him since, and that's the most annoying part of this whole story. Like, it's fine.
By the time this comes out, he might have already
He might have already appeared. He could appear in the last SmackDown of the year. I don't think he's going to show up on Raw. I have a feeling he might show up on SmackDown. But
I don't know.
The venom and rage that we had going into the last WrestleMania, the beating in the back, the bloody Cody, the fucking Rock telling him, "Don't you fucking cut it" or whatever. fucking peak television? Where's Cena's blowout? Where is Cena's fucking anger finally getting shown? Because it seems like that he's just not really fully committed to it yet.
Yeah, he's talking heel. He's talking heel, but he's not walking
there.
heel.
Yeah, he needs to just give us the beatdown. Give us the beatdown that everyone wants to fucking see.
It's not even the beatdown. It's they've turned Cena heel, but they've only turned him heel on the mic. He's still selling fucking last tour merch, like final tour merch in every city.
Did you not listen to Did you not listen to the fucking promo that he said? The very first one. I'm not changing my look just for you. I'm still going to do everything. What I was going to do was just this time.
Yeah, but that's not heel
idiots.
Cena. Heel Cena needs to walk the walk, not just talk the talk.
No, he's not going to get rid of his gear because that's what the people want, and that's not what he's going to do.
That is what you would do when you turn heel. To be fair.
Yes. Yeah, but he's like, no, because you want me to change all my shit. I'm not changing all my shit. This is what you want me to do, which is a fucking brilliant way of. See, now we still get to keep the merch, and now you're going to buy heels merch. Which is also anyway.
Yeah, there was an interesting little angle in the last promo as of recording, with Cody kind of basically calling it out, saying like, you don't like, as I said, feeling like you don't seem really committed to this. Where is your spite and hatred? You don't seem to have any. He kind of implied there's more of a kind of like, there's a bit of blackmailing going on between The Rock and Cena. That's how I kind of read it. But again, that might develop by the time that Mania comes around, and it's already happened by the time this comes out. So this is all quite irrelevant.
I probably have a feeling that this is going to last the year. We're going to get some great storylines. We're going to get a Reigns storyline. We're going to get maybe one more Cody match. Let's be real, we're getting the Cena's Punk match. We're getting the last dance between those two with the tables flipped. We're probably going to get one Orton, I think. We'll probably get one then for like a blow up for like one of the weird pay-per-views in the middle where it'll be like elevate someone, possibly.
Yeah, I have an IC title theory. I think Dominic's going to win the title at Mania.
Yes.
They're going to have Finn versus Dominic at Backlash, and then they're going to have Sheamus beat Finn for the IC title in Dublin on SmackDown.
That would probably work, to be fair.
Yeah. But we're not talking about them. All right, we're talking about fucking John Cena's last run. And then what I think might
Braun
happen...
Breaker needs to chase after Mania. He needs to chase the title. Gunther. He needs to chase Gunther after Mania.
Oh, you sweet summer child. He's not. Gunther's not leaving Mania with the belt. Sweet summer child. It's getting given to Jay. Jay's going to lose after 3 months to Braun Breaker. Let's be real here. Okay? We all know
that's the worst decision in the fucking world.
It's not. Because
you
might hate him. I might hate him. Jonathan might not like him, and all the nerdy fucking wrestling fans might not like him, but he's a top 5 merch seller. People chant for him when he comes out. He gets a reaction every fucking week.
He is a theme song and a fucking hand movement.
That was John Cena.
From bell to bell, he is shit.
Okay.
So was John Cena.
So was John Cena. So was Hulk Hogan. And they're two of the biggest draws in the history of wrestling.
But at least they got reactions during the match. Jay just doesn't.
He does. Jay gets reactions constantly. Jay is one of the most over talents on that roster. I think, bar a handful of people. He probably didn't need to win the Rumble to get there.
I would argue, he needed to show. He needed to actually prove that he was.
It would have been better if he had won the Chamber.
Concept that he actually is a contender, as opposed to just being.
He should have won the Chamber. I think it would have been better for the story for him to win the Chamber.
Maybe, yeah.
Anyway, final thoughts on Full Throttle.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for getting back on this. Actually, do you know what? We'll go around the room here. So,
no, fuck you. I like wrestling. I like talking about wrestling with you. Fuck me.
Well, then keep it for another podcast.
We have shows for this exact purpose, Aaron.
Yes, Mr. I am the top of the bill.
What show do we have that talks exclusively on modern day wrestling?
Every time you show up on a fucking Nerds podcast.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Anyway,
and we also have
let's go.
We also have our live gatherings and all these other different things. Do you know what? Maybe there is the remit to just let Aaron talk for an hour about modern wrestling. Maybe that.
Yeah,
maybe
then he thinks he'll get 20,000 views a video because apparently he's the top draw on the entire channel. Apparently.
Here's the thing, you see. Once you make a clickbaity title, it works. But I just have a natural irritants to clickbait. By the way, the bunnies are alive, and that's all that matters.
That's all that matters, really. Yeah, that's all
Bounce
that
away,
matters.
my child.
I am the face. I am the voice. I am.
Of what? Shit
The
pile?
Eggman? You are the walrus? Ugu Kachug? Where were you going with that?
Did you just call me?
Nah.
Did you just call me? 1 second there. I was going to just try to make a really funny joke about it. You am I having the two bald lads inside here call me the fucking Eggman, the fella with the fucking
I
the
was
head
just
of
about to
hair?
correct him and say Eggman is here, by the way.
Yeah, and also it's a Beatles reference.
Oh,
Yeah.
And also, you look like that dude from Bowling that's falling for soup.
I'll take that. That's not an insult to me.
I love that Aaron was
No.
trying to go, is that an insult or a compliment? It's gonna
No,
register as a
no.
compliment.
I'm taking that. I'm not taking that as a fucking insult. I'm taking that as a compliment. Fuck you, little bitch.
So yeah. So yes, anyway, Aaron, I'd love to hear your thoughts on how you liked Full
No,
Throttle.
that was better than the last one.
Yes.
Like I said,
Okay.
it's probably the best one we've done so far.
And you don't know anything about it because you didn't watch it because you're too busy watching football.
Lot of men on bikes. A lot of men doing bike stuff. It had Mark Hamill, which immediately makes the game better than most games we've played
for
so far.
fuck's sake.
It would. Do you know what? I think
I
at
don't know
this
why I
point
bother.
it would make no sense for me to go into an in-depth review on this because I don't think that's on brand for me. We would
No,
be very
do you know what
honest.
it is? I finally figured out the gimmick of this series. The gimmick is to try and find a game that is interesting enough for Aaron to actually pay attention to.
Yes,
We're so close to Full Throttle. We were nearly there, and then United
you were
fucking
nearly
showed
there.
up. We're so
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, United showed up and Orlando made a fucking mistake. Is Matic
Yeah.
on the pitch yet? I think he is.
Well,
There's one way for that fucking mistakes.
Yes.
Anyway, go on.
Yeah, Dave, how about you then? As someone who's never seen Full Throttle before, how did you
I
like the game?
I really enjoyed it. I mean, the time frame was perfect. Like it wasn't too long, wasn't too short.
Yeah.
But I liked the animation the most. The animations were kept me kind of engaged because it was that mid-90s comic strip style animation.
Yeah.
The cheesy
So
fucking
what he's
Johnny
saying here is
Bravo
that-
chin, fucking,
Yeah.
full, I love it.
What he's saying here
But
is
also-
that the pretty
Go
colours
on.
kept him entertained because he's a fucking child. Go on.
Also, the storyline, which Aaron knows nothing about, was very, very good. I like the twist that fucking Ripburger killed the guy, which I didn't see coming, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Killed
fact that
Mark Hamill's
happened so
character.
quickly in the story as well. So it is.
Yeah,
literally
I was like,
you are just-
hold on a minute.
Yeah.
No, I thought the story was cool.
Hmm.
The graphics, the animation were brilliant, but I think it lacked some more exciting moments throughout the story. Like there wasn't enough happening in certain parts. I felt it dragged out a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, with point and clicks, you're going to get that. I understand there's going to be points where you want the game to be interactive, and for the person who's playing, I suppose I'm seeing it from a passive observer point of view, but for the person that's playing, it's more fun because they're actually doing the puzzles and stuff like that. I suppose when
Yeah,
you're watching, it's different because you're like, okay, well, move it along a little bit. You're expecting something that's a little quicker. But overall, I'd say 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed that.
That's fair enough. Yeah, I think that's my assessment of the game as well. Actually, is literally just that it's the embodiment of short and sweet.
Yeah.
Like it's a game that really doesn't outsay its welcome. Like again, you're looking at like you think nowadays, like if you have a game that has that kind of runtime of 3.5 hours, like modern culture would tell you that you got short change and you didn't get your money's worth. But I think that's the real kind of fallacy with like modern gaming in a sense. And not to start yelling at clouds here, but I think the biggest mistake people makes is to think that longevity is value for money, and it really,
It's not.
really,
It's really not.
it really
really
isn't.
isn't.
Like a game that goes on for 120 hours is like for me a movie that goes on for 3.5 hours. You didn't cut it down long enough. You didn't screen enough. You just put too much in it because you're afraid of losing something.
Yeah.
I think anything like that.
No.
I think that you can tell a coherent story in 2 hours as a movie. You can tell a coherent story in 10 episodes of a TV series. You can tell a coherent story in 6 hours of a game. Especially like the point and click you mentioned there, Dave, about the point and click format. That is an ideal like constraint in terms of how much you play it. Because if you have a point and click game that goes on for 100 hours, that is either an epic that really does deserve to be investigated, or it is a meandering mess.
It's a slog.
It's a slog.
Like,
exactly.
it off because it's not worth the time.
When you take it's different when it's the RPG. The RPG genre is different because I'm on my second full playthrough of Avowed, and I must have well over 150 hours in it now at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking loving it. But point and clicks need to be in or around that 3 hour, 3.5 hour range, because that is the perfect kind of time frame for a point and click. Maybe it could be
I
a
would
bit
say
longer, depending on the
optimal
story.
time I think is 6 to 8 hours because again like I would say like if you're designing the game if you know all the solutions to the puzzles and you're not wasting any time you can probably clear a good point and click in 5 to 6 hours. And the reason I say that is because it gives the story enough time to flesh out. You've got cutscenes, you've got like little developments and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and just like little presentations. I think Full Throttle for
Like
me,
the dig did that well. The dig did do
yeah.
that well.
Yeah, and the gas thing is, I think the dig left a lot on the table. Like I think there was more story to be extracted out there, and I think just because they had a little bit of technical limitation, and again, you actually say the same thing for Full Throttle. Like Full Throttle, like sacrificed a lot of content in order for you to be able to have battles on motorcycles,
Yeah.
to have that little arcadey section in between. Like when you really boil it down, this game has like two like open spaced areas, an action sequence, and then a wider open space action sequence end game. It's really fucking short, you know.
Yep.
Whereas a dig, I think, kind of prevailed more on its puzzle aspect of it, and that's where you get the time,
Yeah.
the extended time, because you actually have to use lateral thinking to solve the puzzles. So it'll be interesting to see how you go with the next chapter then in this LucasArts trilogy, because we're now going heavy into character and heavy into story, with this one. So we're gonna do Grim Fandango next. And
Yeah.
Can you hear
for
me?
anyone who,
Which some people would say where point and click peaked.
I was so yeah, it's an interesting one, right? So I've played this on in the other parish. We made a top 100 games list years ago, and this was the Grand Theft was ranked, I think, just outside of my top 10. I think it was 11 or 12.
Yeah.
And I think much to your point, Dave, it is critically acclaimed to the extent where in terms of the timing of it, it was seen as the kind of the last hurrah of the point and click franchise of the point and click format, because then 3D gaming became more widespread and just
Yeah.
better genres took over.
Yeah.
Because
When the
like a 2D
PlayStation came out,
platformers,
console gaming was like
yeah,
blown wide open.
well, it's also that, but other genres prevailed with the 3D format because, like, well,
Yeah.
from the point and click adventure came like that was the one thing that worked really well on a 2D plane and gave gamers that weren't, so we say, shooters or beat 'em ups a chance to actually play something differently, like outside of
Yeah.
say the strategy realm. Your dad games, like your strategy games and stuff like that, that's a separate issue. But this was like something that was just the perfect little niche and gave everyone something to do in a sense. And then you had your platformers, you had everything else in between, and then we have pretty much every game has to be a sandbox game by law or an RPG by law or anything like along those lines. What I love as well now, because
As one about RPGs, by the way, just a quick one.
yeah,
I like the new Assassin's Creed. Very fun.
fair enough. Okay, I've heard kind of mixed stuff about it, but I'm glad to hear that you've enjoyed it. So it's nice to hear.
Is it,
Actually,
is it not like
honest
is it
review.
not the same as every other Assassin's Creed? No.
See, you say this right. I only put about a couple of hours into Mirage, and I never touched it again. And it's the biggest waste of money I ever had. Whereas I've gone about through 8 hours of this one so far, and I'm quite enjoying it. There's
Because they
something
give you
about
new
it.
gimmicks to play with as well, haven't they? They're giving you some new toys.
It's not even the toys thing, right? It's generally the story in general. Nothing about Mirage locked me in at all. There was just there was nothing. It was an Assassin's Creed game I'll buy it. But I prefer the female protagonist so far, as I've done with actually the last 3 Assassin's Creeds. I
Yeah,
prefer female A4. I prefer Cassandra. So she's good. The fighting in it does seem a bit more fluid. The towns and the cities easier to jump through. It's probably the best parkour we've had in a while.
yeah.
And overall, it's just a more fun one. The setting as well helps.
Fair
But
enough.
you go ahead and talk about what you were talking about. We go back to that now.
Yeah, that's grand. No, that's okay. But yeah, so I think Grand Fandango, just because of when it came out, it felt like it was the last great achievement of the franchise. Now again, there have been games that came out afterwards. I'm thinking of Gabriel Knight, the third game, Gabriel Knight, which apparently is where it's written a lot, but doesn't look great because it started off as 2D and then very late into the cycle became a 3D
Yeah.
game. It doesn't look good from it, but the story is beautiful. So Grim Fandango, I think, is a game where the story is solid, the characters are solid, and it gets away with the graphics because of the setting they've picked. It's a really
Yeah.
clever way of saying, okay, let's play the strengths of the engine that we have. If we have to deal with polygons, let's give it a narrative reason why everyone is polygons.
Yeah.
Fantastic way. So that we'll come to that when we start playing. But yeah, Grim Fandango, I suppose we've had, say, a nice sci-fi adventure in the Dig. We've had a full-blown action movie in Full Throttle. This one I describe as kind of a noir romance story, I
Oh,
suppose,
okay.
to a certain degree, but heavy on the noir. Like it is very much like a kind of an old kind of like detective, fucking, and his proverbial fantasy. So yeah, when we get into it, Grim Fandango next week on the Game Gallery. So until then, from Dave and a heavily distracted Aaron, we'll see you next time on the Game Gallery.
Aaron is on the spectrum.
That's not a question.
Aaron, squirrel.